Welcome to Wacky Wednesday. Every Wednesday I want to give you a video that's a bit entertaining, maybe sometimes funny, but a little bit wacky because we want something that'll get us through to the weekend. So look for this orange soccer shirt and that'll tell you it's Wacky Wednesday. There's no such thing as sit-down comedy. I did a video last week of stand-up comedy because that's what comedy is. It's stand-up. You're standing up. You're moving around. And you know why it's stand-up? And you know why there's no sit-down comedy? Because most of the comedians, they're fairly short to begin with. Short guys tend to talk more, and they tend to be funnier because they have to be funny. Take people like Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, Richard Dreyfuss. Do you think Elton John wears his funny glasses and his funny outfits because he just wants to be funny? No, he's a short guy and he wants to be noticed. He's a great piano player, but he has to put on an act, so short guys do funny things to be funny. I remember I went to a large convention a few years ago, and a lot of people in the room, and the moderator was asking questions, and there was a fellow way in the back who was asking a question, and the moderator couldn't quite hear him well, couldn't see him well, so he said, "Sir, can you stand up?" To which the reply of the man was, "I am standing." He was a short guy. The moderator was a bit embarrassed. He made a joke and then he continued on. The point is, short guys have problems being heard, so they tend to want to get all the edges they can. Now, for me in grade school, I was the tallest kid in my class. I was quiet and shy, but no one ever picked on me. Whereas little Timmy, I remember Timmy in our class, little Timmy had a squeaky voice, was thin, was short. I'm Timmy, I'm Timmy. You think he was picked on? Yeah, he was picked on big time. Now contrast this with someone like Clint Eastwood, who's Mr. Cool. Clint is tall, and Clint doesn't have to talk. He just, he squints a lot, and that's Clint Eastwood. He just, go ahead, punk, make my day. His is about charisma. He's a tall guy. He doesn't have to say anything. And that's why short guys like to be comedians, because first of all, they're on a stage. That makes them a little taller. They're up high, so they can survey the audience. They can look down and say, "Oh yeah." And if they're really bad, when they're standing, they can move around when people are throwing things at them. Now contrast stand-up comedy with late night TV. You have the late night TV, you have the classic Johnny Carson or David Letterman, and Johnny's sitting at his desk or David's sitting at his desk, and they're nice and upright, whereas the guests come in, they say a few things, and then they sit down on this couch, and the couch is inevitably lower, and so they're sitting looking up at Johnny. "Hi, Johnny." "Yeah, Johnny, hi, very nice." And Johnny or David is looking at them saying, because they want to be in control. It's all about control in comedy. So if you're asking me to do sit-down comedy, it's just not going to happen, because there is no such thing, and there will never be anything like sit-down comedy. And that's my take for today. Thanks.